Today, I have a lot of to open. Stick around.
DJ LINX is in the building.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy DJ LINX, back in the building, back in effect, and back with another video. And today I have a ton of mail to open. As you can see, this stuff has been piling around for months, and I'm finally going to crack everything open. I'm excited. We're gonna have some slabs in here, a super key slab in one of these boxes, some comic books, some other things. I don't even know, to be honest with you, but enough of the yapping. Let's crack it open. And we're back, and I'm a little taken aback because I opened something that I totally forgot that I had ordered, and it hit me in the nostalgia feels, and holy shit, let's just get right into it, man. And get your super pauses ready. Yo, right here, this is Super Pickle, straight up from Am Toys, released in 1980. I had this as a kid. Like, back then things were different. You know, I had like stuffed animals and shit like that, but like, this was cool because a lot of the like superhero stuff was, you know, expensive for the time. And we, you know, you could go in any spot and grab this. This is the same company, Am Toys, that made My Pet Monster, and you know how much I love My Pet Monster. So I had this, man, and yeah, I'm getting choked up just thinking about this right now. Like, this was my guy. Like, I would tie a string to him, and then there was something in the kitchen where it was just like between the rooms, it was just like a wooden bar, and then there was like a hole. It was supposed to be covered, but it wasn't, and I would tie a string, and that's how I would make him fly, man. Yo, Super Pickle. No one on earth, whenever I talk about this, ever heard about this guy until I mentioned it to Mark, Legion of Comics, and he was like, yeah, I have him in the other room. And I was just like, you're my spirit animal, sir. Super Pickle. Wow. Keeping up with the nostalgia and talking about Mark from Legion of Comics, there was an AOK included in this massive mail haul, and I opened this actually last night on In the Mix. I'm filming this on November 23rd, right before I, you know, drive upstate to the IAC Con, the Independent Artist Creators Con. Opened this last night on In the Mix, and I almost shed a tear. I'm a sensitive guy sometimes, you know, and this took me back. He AOK'd these to me, and if you know how much of a fan I am of Predator, you would totally understand. So this is Predator 1, the VHS tape. Oh man, I'm just gonna obviously use it for display purposes. Predator 1, the VHS tape. This is the second printing, I guess, and this was, I think it came out in 1991. Yeah, in 1991. Super, super dope. I'm gonna put that on my Predator display right behind me, and then of course you had to throw in Predator 2, which is also an absolute classic. I love both of these things. I don't know if it's focusing right there, but whatever, you get the gist. Predator 1 and 2 on VHS, amazing. Also opened this last night on In the Mix. The greatest horror movie of all time, Maniac Cop, starring Bruce Campbell and Tom Atkins. Matt Cordell, not Matt Cordell, that's the character. Robert Zadar as Matt Cordell. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I talk about it a lot on In the Mix. I think everyone should see this at least once in their life. This also takes me back, you know, hits me in the nostalgia feels, because my mom put me on to Maniac Cop. So this is not something that I just stumbled across one day. My mom actually like put me on to Maniac Cop and was just like, yo, you should see this. So big shout out to my moms. Maniac Cop, man, go watch it. Moving on, picked up some figures. Actually one figure, and then the other thing is a Kickstarter package. So of course when I saw this, I had to get it right away. Super 7s, Tony Stark's Ghostface Killer. This shit is fire. I was not expecting this drop. This is the third Ghostface Killer drop from Super 7. I skipped out on the second one, which was the Can It Be All So Simple colorway. This is Tony Stark's. I think this is what he's rocking in the deleted scene of Iron Man 2, to be honest. I love me Ghostface Killer, one of my favorite rappers of all time, one of my top MCs, could do no wrong, and this is like ripe for my hip-hop collection. Speaking of hip-hop, I backed this Kickstarter, and it's called Oddities, Discords, and B-Sides, Lyrical Ruckus in the City, and this is the story of ODB, Old Dirty Bastard. So check that out. It's a graphic novel. Damn, I backed this, I want to say like a year and a half ago. Produced by Oni Press. I think Oni does like damn, I forgot what that Invader Zim is one of them, and a couple of other things. This is super cool, man. I don't know who's the creative team on this, but I can't wait to crack into it. You know I love me my ODB. It says here, script by Jason Pierre, art by David Bram, Dojo Gubster, Manhouse, Chris Gooding, Mike JC, and Felipe Sobriero. Super dope right here. Can't wait to crack into that. You know I love my hip-hop stuff. I also backed the Kickstarter package that contains some prints and then this exclusive figure. So I just mentioned Super 7. This is my second ODB Super 7 figure. I got the other one that's on the welfare card from his first album, but I never got I think he got one for the Shimmy Shimmy Ya video and maybe another one. So I definitely cop this one and as part of the Kickstarter package, and it's super, super cool. So that's that. It also came with some prints like I just mentioned. Let me make sure I don't mess them up here. This is the first print, and I believe this is by Paris Allen. So ODB right there by Paris Allen. I'm not sure who did this one. It doesn't say on here, but that's dope with the microphones. It's basically the backdrop to the Super 7 card, the figure card. Super dope. And then last but certainly not least, this little print by Damian Scott, which is super dope. Brooklyn's own Damian Scott. So that's super, super fire. Speaking of Kickstarters, I backed this Kickstarter a while ago and I am super excited to get it as well. This is a trade paperback written by, let me take it out. It was too shiny in the thing. I'm actually gonna take it out. There you go, boom. Written by Tyler Mane. You may know him as Sabretooth from Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine. You may know him as Michael Myers from the Rob Zombie Michael Myers. He did this. This is pretty dope, man. Tyler Mane is in the community. He's super responsive on IG. He donated some stuff to C3, so super appreciative. And of course, I had to back his Kickstarter because he supports the community, which to me, that kind of blew my mind. Follows me on Instagram, which is like, when I saw he followed me on Instagram, I was like, yo, Tyler, what? That shit is crazy. Yeah, I definitely had to support Tyler Mane and pick this up. It looks incredible. Stories about human trafficking, and this badass dude right here, which is played by him, is going to put an end to that. So big shout out to Tyler Mane. I can't wait to crack into this. Next up, and this is how long I have my mail sitting around, man. I ordered this from my brother No Mas Comics. Big shout out to No Mas Comics and Capture Collectibles. Big supporters of the homie and vice versa. Yeah, man, they dropped this beautiful Alex Ross variant for Terminator 1. And I had to get it. Gorgeous Alex Ross variant. You know me, I'm a big Alex Ross fan. Alex Ross is my favorite artist of all time. He's the GOAT in my eyes when it comes to that painty style. And yo, Alex Ross, Terminator, No Mas Comics, 3 of my favorite things in the world. And I definitely had to pick this up. Terminator 1, Alex Ross, y'all. Next up, I picked this up from my guy, Yeah Man, I Got Comics, from his Whatnot sale. Check him out on Whatnot. He goes live every so often and has killer books at crazy deals, like insane deals. I think I picked this up, no lie, for like $2. So this is the Amazing Spider-Man number 190. Gorgeous cover right there, you know, low to mid grade, but it's all good. Like I said, for $2 you cannot go wrong. I'm trying to pick up these, you know, Amazing Spider-Mans whenever I can. I'm loosely trying to put together an Amazing Spider-Man run, not something that I'm actively looking to pick up like that. But whenever I get a chance and see it for cheap, I try to scoop it. More importantly, I wanted to support my guy, man. I think Yeah Man does a lot of good things for the community, does a lot of raffles, like helps out a lot of people. So I try to help him out whenever I can. And I was able to pick this up at a dirt cheap price. So big shout out to Yeah Man, I Got Comics. Check him out on his Whatnot. All right, 2 more slabs and then we out of here, I promise. So this slab, I'm just gonna show it to you first. Boom! So we got the Department of Truth #1 first print from September of 2020. Wow, it's been that long? Holy shit. 9.8 white pages, CGC'd out of his mind. Yo, I had this back in the day. So I jumped on Department of Truth right from the very beginning, right? And the synopsis just spoke to me. I'm a big conspiracy nut and all that. And yo, I dug it right from the very beginning. I sent issue #1 to get graded. It came back a 9.8, and then I flipped it at the time because, as you know, books in 2020, 2021 were flipping for crazy. Sent it out, I flipped it, and then I wound up getting a 4th printing of #1, and that's what I currently have tucked away in my bins. But then when I was talking to Martin Simmons at New York Comic Con, He and I spent some time together, like talking. You know, I interviewed him. Check out that No Mas Comics video. I'll leave it linked in the description down below. It's phenomenal. So me and Martin got to talking. In the video, you only see like maybe 5 minutes, but he and I talked for mad long, and he's just a super cool dude. It's one of those people that when you meet them, you don't realize how cool they are, and then you want to be like, you know what, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna get your shit and I'm gonna support you. So I went on eBay and I copped this Department of Truth #1 CGC for the PC, just because I wanted to support Martin Simmons and have this book back in the PC, the first print. And yeah, man, some big things are coming as far as like a TV show, so I would recommend picking up your Department of Truth #1 if you're in the spec game. Last but certainly not least, we have another major, extra major DC key right here. Let me tell you a little about this. I had this in the PC, and the version that I had, it was not to my liking. I bought it raw and I thought it was gonna come back one way, but it came back another way, and it kind of bothered me. You know, it was in my PC and it just bothered me. So I wound up selling that and then upgrading to this one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Forever People #1 DC Comics from February through March 1971. CGC 9.0, off-white the white pages, but it presents beautifully, way better than the version that I had. And this is the first full appearance of Darkseid. Darkseid, which Darkseid is popping off in the All-In universe, or in the Absolute universe. Darkseid is the man. Here it says first full appearance of Darkseid, first appearance of Forever People, and a Superman appearance. Jack Kirby story, Kirby, Coletta, and Plastino art. Jack Kirby and Vince Coletta cover. Not my favorite cover in the world, but I wanted to get it because of Darkseid. That's why I originally got it, and I think I had it in like a cream to off-white 8.5 if I'm not mistaken, and I think it was CBCS. But yeah, I'm glad to get this back in the PC. And this is everything that I picked up from my mail call that I accumulated over the last couple of months. Some nostalgia stuff that just hit me in the feels. Those VHS tapes that A-OK from Mark from Legion of Comics made me cry on In the Mix. Go back and watch that. Of course, yo, Super Pickle, just holding this in my hand after 35 years is insane. More than 35 years. Yo, 40 years. This is nuts, man. And it's in extremely good condition. I'm gonna prop them up right next to my Mod Pet Monster right there. And then, of course, all this Kickstarter stuff that I'm proud to have in the PC. And I can't wait to read all that stuff. And that's gonna do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. As always, subscribe, like, hit that notification bell, share this video, tell your friends about me. Consider joining the LINX squad. And as always, most importantly, spread love, because it's the Brooklyn way. Peace.